Hello everyone, and welcome back to Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art. And in today's stream, I'm just going to be chilling out. I'm going to be working some more on my second pass. And I wanted to actually work on this animation a little bit yesterday. The only issue is I was sick. I was just feeling terrible. Like for the life of me, I could not move my body. I could not wake up. I was just so sick and tore down. I had like a mind numbing headache. So I just had to stay home. I didn't even go to work yesterday. Hmm. Now to look at this onion skin, he's doing a motion where he pulls back both of his hands and is getting ready to wind up an attack. One of the more difficult aspects is going to be the duster that's on the back of his shirt. That little flappy material. So what I need to do One second, my mom is calling me. Hello? Hey, mom. She just called to see how I was doing. I'm doing a lot better. Because I just had a major headache. Like, I was just feeling horrible, terrible. So I needed to get some much needed rest. One thing though is I'm actually happy. I applied to a position with the government. It's sort of like a part time art teacher position. And I'm praying I get it because it deals with art, it deals with teaching people art and sort of different crafts that go into it. So like I feel like I could definitely teach people figure drawing. Sadly, I don't have much understanding of foreshortening myself, but when it comes to basic things like figure drawing, like I could even go into subjects like social media and posting items and work online. I'm trying to figure out how that fabric is going to move. I think what I like most about Ayo as a character is definitely his hands. So that's the character I'm animating right now in this magic combat short. His name is Ayo. He's essentially the leader of the Seven Sages, and his backstory involves him getting pushed into a void or like a space between spaces, leading to his body being reconstructed and torn down. And so, one of the new aspects about his body is that he has these purple blotches around his body. And he also has like these black claws as well. It's a bit subtle, at least for this animation, because it's so fast paced, but he does in fact have his claws in this one. Not much for me to talk about today. I guess all we can do, or all we should do today, is just sit for a moment and just enjoy each other's company. So, other than my sickness, all in all, I've been good. I've been trying to animate and draw wherever I can. I really wanted to work on my Genshin Impact Archon speed paint, but that's been a bit, I want to say, intermittent to say the least. One of the issues I'm facing is that I don't know. I don't have much experience drawing gold, so I've been doing a lot of side by side references for gold as well as certain areas of Venti's clothing that I've been drawing. And then I don't know, it just at times it feels like I've not lost my artistic edge, but it does feel as though at times I am mm, losing concentration or slightly losing my drive for art. It's like, and it's not just me, but like I see the state of the art. I see the state of the art community as a whole, how people have been applying for job after job and they just haven't been getting hired, as well as the switch over to AI. Now, I will say that the existence of Has Been Hotel has given me inspiration to at least try to keep going independent. But what I'm dealing with is, when will I have enough experience? And what I mean by that is, when will I have the chance or opportunity to get enough experience for me to go truly independent and start my own animation studio? Because because my long-term plan and my long-term goal in life is to open my own animation studio and make my own original content. That's something I want to do. That's something that I've been really passionate about doing, and especially given the landscape now, with how difficult it is to even find work, I definitely think that it's something needed, not just from someone like me, not just from one person, but the industry as a whole, is for people to get out of California. Because okay, let's just take a step back. Right now, California is going through a economic wasteland. The writer strike, the actor strike, the media layoffs, the migrant crisis. People can't find jobs, people can't find work. Everything is going literally downhill in California, to the point where they're giving free health care to migrants, but then they're not looking after their own people. So people are just leaving California en masse, and they're actually moving to Texas and other places around the U.S. So California right now is a desert, even though, and I'll look on Indeed or I'll look on LinkedIn, and they'll have hundreds of different job postings in California. And so I'm like, okay, what the heck? Like, you got, and then I'll even apply to some of those jobs, and they still reject me like only a few days later. And I'm like, are you guys looking for work or are you guys not? Because I'm applying to those jobs and you're not hiring me. So I've just decided to give up. But, and I've been saying this for months, but I really do believe that now is the time to decentralize from California. Now is the time for multiple different studios and media conglomerates to set up across the U.S. Ohio, Idaho, Wyoming, Washington, Kentucky, Tennessee, everywhere around the world, everywhere around the world, Delaware, New York, even. Like, there needs to be a boom in the industry. Like, one of the issues why there aren't any jobs is because everyone is trying to move to California or move to New York to be the next big thing. And we tell each other, like, hey, move to New York, work at a cafe or something, and you might meet a director or you might meet another artist and they can get you a job. And I'm like, okay, but you can't survive off of that barista salary. Like, you can't, there's like 10, 20 different people doing just that in California right now, working at a cafe or something, hoping and waiting to see some director that they can talk to. When that director doesn't really care, they just want their coffee and they just want to go about their day. They don't want to hear you pitch your elevator show. They don't want to hear you elevator pitch your show or your idea. The entire industry as a whole would go along much better if people just opened multiple different studios across the US. When everyone moved to California and deals started being struck and businesses being sold and studios being sold or combining together, it led to a concentration of power to where now there are like 3 or 4 different companies that don't really need 10, 20 different studios. All they really need is their main 2 or their main 3 studios in order to make their work and make their content, leading to various different layoffs and downsizings that occurred over the course of years, leading to many different people being let go, many people being fired, many people having to be switched over to different departments, different jobs, different businesses entirely. And so now companies don't even want new, fresh talent. They say, okay, well, we have this person, we have Freddie, or we have Anderson. He's been with the company for 10, 15 years. We're good. We don't need to train up anybody else. So, in many ways, media and entertainment has sort of become a pyramid scheme where they sell you on a hope and a prayer, an idea of, oh, you're going to make it one day, you're going to have your own show, you're going to make your own projects, when in reality, they're not even looking for new people. They're not even looking for people, but people are still doing the same thing, competing with each other, going out on a hope and a prayer that, hey, they'll be the one that makes it. They'll be the one to get that shiny job. And it's really sad because not only am I one of those people who have a hope and a prayer and a faith that one day I will make my own show, but many people are like that. Many people are striving for that, and they don't even see that, hey, these companies want nothing to do with you. These companies, and so now I'm actually curious. Like, I definitely do want to do a deep dive one day, but I kind of want to follow the money. Like, I kind of want to figure out who is saying this stuff, who is feeding these dreams and ideas. Like, do different studios get money? Like, I know that CalArts is a thing. Like CalArts is definitely a thing, and that's a whole art school where there's a pipeline from the industry to CalArts, where where companies get workers, get interns, get different things like that from people who have graduated from CalArts. Like different animators have like a Sunday class or teach classes on the side for animation and media and stuff like that. But I definitely want to look at the animation industry and the animation and media education in general and see and follow where this money is going and following who is saying what and who is doing what. I kind of also want to look at the software as well, like look at Adobe, look at Maya, look at these different places and see like, okay, are they getting funding from different conglomerates? Are they getting like funding or a pension from different studios or different members of studios? Like who owns Adobe stock? Who owns Maya stock? Because if because like the biggest way to like launder money and to get money is to get people to believe a dream, and then you're having them buy like monthly payment plans of like $32 a month or like $126 a year for animation or for production software for these classes or for their own independent projects, not knowing that like there are higher companies that are getting paid dividends. People getting paid dividends, or like people selling the stock as it goes higher or lower. So that's just something that I'm very curious about, of like, where is this money going and who is benefiting from all this of selling hopes and dreams to people. Because definitely, I want to say definitely Adobe is making a lot of money. Adobe, Maya, and Clip Studio are making money off of people downloading their software for their art, or downloading their software for college. Like, I know this is getting into, I want to say, conspiracy theory realms, but conspiracy theories are not bad. I'm just going to be honest and straight up with you. In fact, conspiracy theories bring about some much needed entertainment that just is not in the world. Because one of the big things I learned is follow the money. Like, if you follow the money and you follow who's paying for what and who's doing what, you can learn a lot of different secrets about your world and the places around you. Just some thoughts and just some ideas that got me thinking. As I sit down and draw and animate. So, I mean, I guess really the only thing that animators can do right now is go freelance. Go freelance for as long as you can. Okay, this what is happening right now. I keep coming back to California, and this should be a lesson to never concentrate a community in one location. Never let never let demons lie in one location. And I hate to bring up demons, but I'll keep saying it. California is demonic. Okay, you have people coming out with stories of like having to sign their name on the dotted line and selling their souls and doing XYZ just for a chance at fame. Any place where you have to give up a piece of your soul or give up a piece of your dignity just to get ahead is not a place where you want to be. And I do definitely feel as though me being denied certain things, and I'll just come out and say it, like God keeping me from certain areas and locations is definitely by design, because it just wasn't in the cards for me. But despite that, I do still have a desire and a hope to tell stories. Like that's really just what I want to do at my core, and that's what I love doing the most is telling stories, sending home messages that can affect people and just give people a good time. That's the core of this Sit and Chill series. That's the core of many of the different animations I work on. Is I just want people to enjoy what I make, enjoy what I produce. I mean, at this point, I guess really my only question is what can be done? Because it feels as though, at least to me, things are getting worse and worse. Now, I have faith, okay? I, I pray a lot. You know, that gives me hope, that gives me assurance. But despite being safe through my belief, like, how do I put this? You can be a man of faith, you can be a person of faith, belief, and prayer, and you can feel assured and be assured through your faith and through your belief. Yet in that same vein, like you see corruption, you see evil, you see so much destruction and chaos in front of you, and your heart still feels a type of way. Like, that's the whole reason and point of the book of Jeremiah. Like, talks about how Jeremiah was a man of faith and he believed in God, but he still saw corruption and evil around him to the point where he was like praying for God to cast down fire on folks and destroy the area and bring sinners to heal. Like, that's really all you can do. I mean, like, the world is just wild and crazy. That's all that can be said. And really, the only thing that can't be done is biding your time. That's really all you can do is to bide your time and wait. So, for those of you who happen across my stream, who rewatch, or who have gotten to this point, I talk about many different subjects. The core of this stream is to sit and chill. You guys may be going through some hardship, or you guys may just be having a tough day. And you guys can come here and sit down, enjoy my soothing voice, and enjoy some mind titillating conversation while you sit down, look at my art, and do whatever it is that you are planning on doing in this downtime. So, really, all I can say is now what can be done is to act with patience act with patience, and have a plan set up and have a plan ready. I definitely hope for those of us who are artists who were one day thinking or dreaming of working in the industry can take this time to take a step back and really see the state of the industry, how it is throwing everyone aside, how no one can find work, how it's very hopeless now. And they can take the steps they need and have to in order to ensure their own future hopes and dreams. So, your first point of action is to get out of where you are. Get out of California, get out of New York, go home. I'm pretty sure you have family in wherever you're from, be it Virginia, Iowa, Georgia, New Orleans, Texas, Kentucky, the Dakotas, wherever it is you're from, go home. This isn't to give up your dreams, but this is to be somewhere safe because the price of things are skyrocketing. They're getting ridiculous. It's hard to survive on your own. So go where your family is. And I know not everyone is a Christian or believes in the Bible or is a part of Judeo Christian religion, but even in those stories, it talks about very rarely do people go to another land in order to start their family. Oftentimes, back in those days, people would start their family, would have their own house set up like a property or two down from their parents' house. Or they would literally take and buy the property right behind their parents. That they didn't necessarily go to their parents all the time, but they were always close. So that's what needs to be done is the setting up of familial clans and like familial areas for people to be together. After that, if you are an artist, if you are a filmmaker, if you are an animator or whatever, get in touch with some of your contacts. Get in touch with some of your contacts, some of your networks, and start creating, start working on your own projects and ideas. You don't need to go through a big studio just to get traction, just to get funding. You can crowdsource, you can crowdfund, you can make your own dreams, your own ideas a reality. And if they're good, and you'll definitely garner attention because it is an original project, it is something that people will at least be interested in, then you will get some form of backing and you can pad that backing and you can build it up from ground zero. If you're going to start your own business, look for work locally. There are dozens, hundreds of people in your hometowns who have dreams and ideas of working in art, of being actors, of being voice actors, of being filmmakers, of being effects artists. Look for local talent and cultivate that. Take people on to your projects, your ideas, and your dreams. Because many of these companies, Disney, Paramount, all these other people, they are outsourcing their work. Okay, let's just be honest. Let's just be 100% transparent. The industry that they are working in, the projects that they're working on, they do not care about original content and original ideas. As soon as you have an idea, as soon as you have a concept, they are having animators from Korea or Japan or China doing the in betweening, storyboarders from different areas of the world doing the in betweening. They're not doing it in house. So many of the people who are looking for those entry level jobs to get experience, the jobs that would be for in betweeners, the jobs that would be for colorists and artists and compositors, like those entry level jobs and work, that is what's being outsourced, which is why when you go on Indeed, or which is why when you go on LinkedIn or any other form of a job application service, or even go through your connections and do that word of mouth, you're seeing that they're looking for senior level storyboard artists. They're looking for senior board level animators to do like that final polishing work. They're not looking for pipeline. So what needs to be done is for people to stay home and try to build something up at home and do freelance work where you can here and there. Like freelance work, there's nothing wrong with going in freelance. Oh no, I don't think the industry is conspiring against me in general. Like, I'm not that paranoid, but I do think that there is just a shift in industry beliefs and practices to where they're no longer looking for college graduates in general. They're no longer looking for a lack of a better word, art hopefuls or people who are new to the industry and just want their big break. They're no longer looking for those people. Like, I'm not that paranoid. I don't think I'm the only one facing this difficulty. I think everyone is. Like, I'm not special in that way. Of course, I'm not paranoid. Like, I just have a level and degree of discernment. When you go through something so often, when you go through so much failure or drawbacks, you begin to see things in a new light, or you begin to pick up on certain behaviors and beliefs. It's like, hmm, this is gonna sound horrible, but this is the closest example I have. When you have an abusive husband or an abusive wife, and after you get hit enough, you're gonna notice what triggers them, and you're gonna learn how to skirt around their triggers. Like that sounds horrible. I know I shouldn't come up with that example, but that was the closest thing I had. Like when you go through enough hardship, when you go through enough of a long time of having drawbacks after drawbacks and difficulties after difficulties, you're gonna start to pick up what exactly is going on. So that's why I'm telling people, hey, go independent, start your own studios, get out of California. Um, and it's actually really easy. Like, and I'll always just say that starting your own business is reasonably easy. I'm not gonna say easy, easy, but it is definitely more possible than what people think it is. There are low interest loans, there are grants. Many of the downtown areas in a city are actually giving away like leasable office space and leasable business space. It is possible to start your own business. You just need to do your research and go into it with a bit more of a plan, which is also why people need to have business partners and have close friends or family members who have similar beliefs or values as you, that you can start your own studio or that you can start your own business with. And I'm telling you, like, you got you guys are animators, you guys are artists, you guys are filmmakers. You've spent what, 4 years in college, or you've spent like 10, 20 different years in the industry already, or you've just been working so long on developing your skills. Like, you know how to make your own films. You know the pipeline on how to make shows. You have writer buddies. You have close friends who know how to tell stories. Get together with some of your friends and tell your own stories and get projects together. Don't think you need the okay or the say so from a big corporation, because they're not taking a chance on you, so why should you take a chance on them? Like, how many more times do you have to go through failure, go through hardship, apply to 20, 30 different jobs in the span of a week, every single week, just to be rejected? At some point, that hardship, at some point, that those fallbacks and those failures get old. I'm just gonna say how it is. You're gonna get tired of that constant rejection. All I'm saying is, if the industry even gets to that point where they do heed not only my words but many other people's words and do decentralize, I just hope that these new business creators can spread the message and don't fall for that same trick again. Because it was listening to other people, it was telling people to move to one location and go to one location that caused all the trouble and difficulty that we're facing in present day. Well, Seth, that's what I'm doing. I am studying my fundamentals more, and I do, in fact, have many different connections that I've made. The one issue that I'm facing right now is, one, I do not have the social pull. Like, and keep me, and I am thankful. Like, I'm not even going to front. I'm very thankful, and I'm very happy that I have 357 subscribers. Like, I will always be thankful. Thank you guys so much for subscribing. You guys are awesome. I love you all. But Seth, I'm a person who has thought about this. Like, I'm not just blowing through the wind. If I want to start my own studio, there are three big things I need. I need the social traction, so I need at least some, one or two big and popular forms of social media. So I either need to get like 1,000 or like 1,200 YouTube subscribers, or I'll do it if I get like 500 Instagram subscribers or something like that. After that, after I get my social pull up, I need capital. And yes, there are different avenues. Like there are low interest loans, there are grants. I can contact different um, studios and different programs for small businesses to start up my own business. But again, I need that social traction to further fuel them, to further inspire them in order to take a chance on me. I would need to get into contact with other animators and filmmakers, which is fairly easy because I can just pull out a I can just go on LinkedIn and say like, "Hey, I'm looking for work," or "Hey, I'm hiring." But that's on the easy part, and I do in fact have an idea for a show that I'm currently working on. But there are many factors that go into it. I even have my business plan ready. It's just because I'm such a small creator, my success hinges on how popular I am. And even though I'm grateful, I'm thankful, I thank God, I praise God every single day that I have the subscriber count that I do and that it's slowly but surely growing. I am being patient and I know that I still need more. The only plan I have right now is because I want natural growth and because I'm trying to cultivate a more loyal fan base, that hinges on me not following fads but doubling down on what I have been doing, which is working on and creating my art, working on and creating different speed paints or different commentary videos, like character design analysis videos and character concept videos, short animations, my live streams. That is what my brand hinges on because I do know that as soon as I go into commentary videos or as soon as I go into like drama commentary videos, then even though that can skyrocket my platform, even though that can help me grow very fast, that is going to open me up to drama that I do not want to face at present. Because what I've noticed is as soon as you start talking about folks, that gives them the right to talk about you. Like, Creepshow Art was a whole fiasco. Kai Weiss was also a fiasco. A bunch of different art commentary YouTubers and people who talk about commentary and drama in general, they they have the crown for a while. Like, they have support, they have a following for a while, but all it takes is someone finding issue with them, or all it takes is someone talking about them or spilling some secrets they have that will immediately plummet their popularity. Which is why I don't talk about folks. Except for like that literal, like, oops, I dropped something. Except for that literal, like, 2 minutes it took me to name certain people, and I don't even like name them or talk about them like that. But when you start talking about folks, when you start talking about other people, that opens the door for them to talk about you. And one of the things I learned from my grandmother is if you don't want any trouble, if you don't want any issues, then don't talk about folks. Like don't. But there's a reason why the Bible says he who is without sin may cast the first stone. Yet in that same vein, like I could go back to the Bible and mention Isaiah 58:1, cry aloud and spare not, show my people their transgressions. So it's sort of like a 50-50 of don't call people out, like don't try to witch hunt and strike down people for their sins. But in that same vein, when somebody is like acting wrong or doing wrong, and this can be like a collective or individual people, you should in fact like show them their transgressions. Like, I'm not going to go live on YouTube and say like this person did something illegal or that person did XYZ, but I will go online and talk about collective groups that are doing wrong. I don't believe in calling out individual people, but I believe in calling out like collectives or group mentalities or institutions that are corrupt. Does that make sense? I'll call California demonic and full of demons, but I'm not gonna say Betty. But I'm not gonna say like Sally Mae or like I don't know. I'm thinking of another or Johnson Strong is doing XYZ in public. I mean, because you see it all the time. People talking about folks, people bringing drama up about something that somebody else has done. And then literally a day or two later, like they're getting in drama or they're getting exposed or they said something in DMs or they get ousted as like a predator or something. I'm like, I don't have time for that. I don't have energy for that. All I want to do is just animate and tell nice stories and make people laugh and have fun. Again, my end goal is to start my own animation studio and make shows that people will enjoy. Ooh, it is actually getting pretty late. It's already 11:21 and I have to finish getting ready for work. But it did feel nice to just sit with everyone and talk for however long I could. Again, I'm going to close this off with start your own studios, start your own businesses. Oh no, I don't mind. Again, like I do I know how to get big, but I believe in cultivating a following of people, a slow but loyal fan base, a small but loyal fan base. So I'll continue to work on my own projects and I'll continue to work on my own animations until eventually I get results. Like I may do a few pieces of fan art here and there, but for the most part, like I'm gonna be doing my own original stuff because I don't want to make a platform. I don't want to make a living off of constantly doing other people's work and constantly doing projects based on other people's IPs rather than working and doing something that I love and that I enjoy. But anyway, I do have to go. It's 11:22 and I got work to do. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. Please, hmm, I kind of forgot how to do my outro. Ah, I remember now. I stream on Tuesdays and Fridays around 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. Um, I talk about anything, like I'll talk about my art, or I'll talk about how life is going, or I'll just sit down and we can have a discussion back and forth in the comment section and we can talk about what's going on in the world. This is my sit and chill series where people just sit and chill, sit and enjoy themselves and do whatever it is that they like or want. Please be sure to like, comment, subscribe, share even. This has been Owoh's Corner, my own little corner of art, and I'll see you guys in my next video or live stream. Bye.